After playing this archetype a lot more recently, I think I'm finally honing in on the build that I want for this deck. And I think it's reaching the end of the road in terms of big sweeping changes of innovation. What I mostly have to work on now is probably fine tuning the sideboard and maybe one or two cards in the main deck maximum. I would say the only card that I'm looking at right now is, do I actually want three Lorans in the main deck or not? I think everything else seems to be solidly in place at the moment. Now, what I don't exactly remember my previous build, but I think it was still kind of leaning towards that tournament deck list that I based it off of. Now we're kind of straying away from that. I cut the Spirited Companion entirely. I cut the Restoration of Eiganjo, two cards that I feel are low impact and kind of just are there to smooth out your draws, but at a price, right? You're paying mana to do that. I think I would rather focus on the innate ability of this deck to play powerful spells that are in white while relying on the top of the deck naturally to find lands and spells. In that way, I can curve out a lot better than playing a 1/1 on turn 2 and then playing nothing on turn 3 basically with the restoration. Instead, I'll be playing more proactively and try to set up a board state that is favorable to me earlier on. But yeah, I don't remember if I had the Depop in the main deck, but I think I did. Yeah, so we still at the 6 quote unquote sweepers. We still got the 3 Paragon, and we still got the Wandering Emperors. I have a third Loran in the main deck. I don't think that was there before. I have the full set of ossification. The more I play this format, the more I had to remind myself how good this card is in the main deck. The reason it's so good in the main deck is that against Grixis, it will potentially get sacked against Invoke, so that's really good. And against Esper, they won't have Lorans in the main deck, so it will just act as a 2 mana exile. So in both situations against like the best deck and the best two decks potentially in this format, the more I should say, I shouldn't say best because I can't really rank them yet, but I would say two most popular at least decks that are seeing play in this format. I do think Ossification performs extremely well, and then if you factor in mono red, it's just also fantastic. So pretty much my point is that every single deck that's being played in this metagame that's popular has no way of deleting this in the main deck. The only problem would be in the mirror match where this definitely loses value, but then again, if they do destroy it, you still have a way of bringing it back with Paragon, so it's not that much lost value. Now, the main deck is definitely not great in the mirror, simply because I only have one really good Planeswalker. Wandering Emperor is good, but you need something a little bit better to push you over the top. So this deck list focuses more on destroying the other decks in the metagame and not really focusing on the mirror, but since my previous list was really weak in the mirror, now I've made a lot of changes in the sideboard to really even things out, because I don't think you can gain that much of an edge in the mirror. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to who draws better, but I'm giving myself more opportunities to draw cards that are impactful and potentially, stack the deck in my favor a little bit. It won't be that marginal, but I mean, it won't be marginal is the wrong word, but it will be marginal. That's what I'm, that was it. Okay. Anyways, we've got a Mightstone Weakstone to use with the 3 total Eternal Wanderers now that I have in the deck list. Eternal Wanderer, probably the best spell you have in the mirror match. The flickering is insane. The only one creature can attack it is insane. The double striker is insane. And the sweeper is also insane. So we've got that. We've got the Mightstone Weakstone that comes in, draws you 2 cards if you're in a stable board position, or -5/-5 if you're desperate. And then obviously you can flicker it with the Wanderer, and that gives you a ton of value. A +1 that potentially draws you 2 cards, or +1 that -5/-5. So it's really, really good with Wanderer, and that's the reason I'm playing one of these in the sideboard. It's really good in the mirror. Sure, they can destroy it with Loran, but you have so many targets for this specific effect that this could easily just go, over the top of the amount of interaction they can present to destroy artifacts. Elspeth is pretty much the card that I think has the lowest impact in the deck, in the entire deck. Its sole purpose, in my opinion, is to be there for the mirror match. I don't think it's that impactful in anything other than the mirror match. It's fine against mono red if you're on the draw, maybe. But it's like the -3 doesn't really put anything impactful on the battlefield. That's the problem. The plus is what's good. And And that's why it shines in the mirror, because usually you'll have a few creatures on the battlefield, you give them flying, they fly into your opponent's planeswalker, and there's a major weakness in the mirror match of not having many ways to deal with flyers in general. You don't have great flying blockers that are not vulnerable to lay down or just general removal spells, so it's kind of tough. Giving everything giving vigilance as well is really important after you give something flying, or the other way around, depending on your board position. But yeah, essentially, Elspeth is there for the mirror. I realized that cutting it gave me a huge loss in win percentage when I was facing the mirror match, and that's why it's back in the deck. I'm a little bit sad that I can't find a card that is maybe better in other matchups, but also very impactful in the mirror. I just can't really think of one. It has to be a planeswalker, and I could play a fourth Wanderer, but that wouldn't really fit into the curve that well. So yeah, there you have it. That's why the Elspeth's in the deck. Other than that, nothing's changed. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with this current list, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay that I've prepared for you today. Okay. Uh-oh. No planes. Ah, such a decent hand with 26 lands. Okay, never mind. Oh, maybe I do mind, actually. Who was playing this yesterday? I feel like a content creator was playing that. I think it's running a lot of burn, so... Yeah, it's just mono red with, like, shield red. Oh, and that. Holy moly. Can I let that flip? I don't think so. Oh, I could. Oh, if they try to remove it, I can sack it. That's pretty cool. Cool card. Then I'll have a 4/4 blocker. I just have to dodge shield red. Hmm. Mildly annoying. Dodge shield red though. Oh, they're playing that. Wow. Interesting. Ah, watch this. This is the classic. This is El Clasique. The fake out into 4/4. One of my favorite plays in the game. Thought I'd draw, eh? I don't know. I don't think their hand is very good, so I'm definitely gonna nuke that. It's gonna be a problem eventually, either way. Almost stable. Actually, I would say I'm pretty stable with the 2-mana Ganjo in hand. Or they might not even be able to get through this. If I don't know. This is a weird list. I actually don't think it's the same list I'm thinking of. It's funny, they can't really remove this, otherwise it's sack it. I guess I could have nah, whatever. It's fine. Let's just play on curve here.
I'll make the most of the little time I have.
Double striker.
I brought backup.
Back up on the crew. Stack. Crew. Maybe discard if I draw land. Although I do want to hold this for shield red. If possible. But I might not have the choice here. Well, there is kind of a choice. I could also minus. I don't know. Trespasser. Trespasser. Ugh. Shield red trespasser. What do? What do? I mean, these are good. I think this is good. This is obviously good. This is fine. Yeah, well, honestly, Wander is really expensive on the draw, especially if they're going to play Duress. I want to kind of try not to play into that too hard. And if I'm not running Wander, I should not be playing that. Question is how many sweepers? Probably not that many. I don't know how wide they go. They go like pretty wide. Also, this dodges the ward, so it's probably worth. Cutting Loran is probably fine. Like one of Loran, one of Paragon, maybe? Yeah, they have the exile thing. One of hers is not... Yeah, one of hers or two of hers, not completely unreasonable. I don't know. I don't... Wandering Empire is so good, though. Alright, Ossification, honestly... I mean, it's good, but... Alright. Ugh. Not too many good cards. There's no way they're running a Reanimator with a Trespasser and Kumano. It's definitely just a Rakdos aggro. Okay. Acceptable. Actually, that's why you don't cut Bankbuster, because now I have so many one-cost cards that I can weave them in so easily with the Bankbuster activation. I should never cut Bankbuster. Never ever post-board against a red aggro deck. I'll take a risk, but... I don't know why they would be playing a Braid, but they are. Not great, huh? Not great. Not good at all. That was a really bad early game situation. I mean, a Braid has like no targets other than... Other than exactly... Bankbuster. Okay. Although playing one or two of Braids is not completely unreasonable, so maybe they just hit those. Yeah, maybe they're not running that many. Okay, can use the mana, alright. But it's shuffling unless they don't want the land, so... Yeah, well. Yeah, they got 2 damage in for 1 mana. But are they going to be mana efficient on this turn? Maybe. So that was pointless, right? Paragon into roadside. Interesting. Hmm. Huh. Very interesting. I don't want to play into removal, and I'm pretty sure they have it. But at the same time, I don't really know when I could do this otherwise. It's not like I have anything else to get. And I'm assuming they have an adversary in hand. Okay, so they don't have... So yeah, I might play into the exile spell. But other than that... Yeah, I would never play this if I didn't have anything to get, but since I'm getting free land, why not? I would not block this, right? At this point, I don't think they can use the mana that well. I don't want to risk losing this. In fact, I would possibly block here, though. Okay, good. Just outvalue, and they kept a really bad hand, so... But they had a braid. Alright. Alright. Interesting. There's no way it's a land bottom. Keep Farewell, right? It could. Deserted Beach. Oh, shit. Is this the Spirit deck? I don't remember. I think I recognize this username. I mean, when you see blue-white, it can only be a few different things. No, I've not tried the 4-color Legends list. It's probably just straight worse. But I'll give it a try when I'm bored with this deck. So I'm thinking about laying that. Since this will be annoying eventually. At that point, I might as well just nuke that. This matchup should be fine. Problem is to have a lot of counter magic, but... It's not necessarily a problem. It really depends. Yeah, that's the problem. Especially when I'm flooding. And I do not have... I should have kept the Farewell, I guess. Didn't expect to flood this hard. Especially with 3 Lorans, 2 Commando in the deck. It's not great. Alright, 0 counter magic. That's good. Means I could have hit a lay there. Did not, but could have. No counter magic, though, is really good news. Although they could find it easily with the 2 draws here. I'm really sad I put the barrel at the bottom and I faced this matchup. Oh, it's shuffled actually. It's shuffled. Forgot I could shuffle. Alright, well I don't have... Actually, going for the draw is so greedy here, I should not do it. If they do have the counterspell, I definitely need the blocker. I can't afford to attack and have 0 blockers. I will have a flyer. I'm really looking for exile or something. I don't know. Oh, Loran, Cathar Commando. Farewell, obviously. Not necessarily that, though. Go for the draw first. See what's up. That's decent. Enchanted creature is flying. Okay. Kind of had to keep that to deal with whatever comes down. Whatever this comes down on, essentially. But now that I have a flyer, I'm feeling it a lot better. Okay. I'm a little scared of this, but it's only a matter of time before I find one of my 7 ways of actually dealing with it. And when that time comes, the game kind of ends. It's really good here. Gets them to where they want to be, essentially. I should not have swung with that. This is not a race. This is definitely not a race. And I would have potentially wanted to block there. I'm out of cards, but don't think I can afford to take the 5, so... That is a spirit, okay. Okay. I definitely cannot crack that right now, so... Start things off with this. Follow up with that. Finish things off with this, probably. Or is it a draw? I do need the draw really badly, actually. Yeah, I'll take the draw. It's as mana efficient, so... Ah, it is what it is. The Modern Age has been doing a lot of work here. It is really good in that deck. It's disappointing that they're able to capitalize off of this against mono white when that shouldn't be the case. I should be in a situation where this does not matter. I mean, I kind of am in that situation, I guess. But if only this was not on the battlefield, I would be like super far ahead. Yeah, they only play spirits. I don't know how you can not get bored of an archetype after so long, but you know, I know some people are like specialists, like Sandy Dog being a mono red, just a mono red player nonstop. Oh, I could have hit a. Yeah, not only that, I could have also just hit. I could have also hit a Wandering Emperor, but can't can't get anything really. Disappointing. Okay, at least I found something here. But they can slap it onto something. So I have to give them 0 creatures on this turn. Damn, this should be such a good matchup. I feel like I'm in the same position as when I was playing against them with Mardu, where I have the matchup, but doesn't go my way. Alright, I need a card. Need a farewell, that's okay. Gives me a flyer. If they find another enchantment, they'll have 2 flyers. Although I can chump block, so. Well, how's that good game? What if I just don't pay? Oh, because they have another counter for the next spell. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, not a very good game. I don't know, but sure. You want. Not a very good game for me. After missing every single relevant spell possible. Pretty, it is pretty tilting, yeah. Trying to wander over Warden, or I don't think waiting announcement's that valuable on my side. The ground is kind of locked. Rather play Elspeth or Eternal Wanderer. Yeah, Spirits has never been that good in the meta. It's just a solid, like, low tier 2, if not tier 3 deck. But it has its very, very good matchups. Now, this shouldn't be a very good matchup for them, but I don't know. For that, I actually need to, you know, be able to draw the cards that I need out of a lot of cards that are good in this matchup. Post board, it's even better, so hopefully, hopefully it's fine. Sure. Not great, but having a Laurent is reassuring. Elspeth is decent. No Bankbuster kind of sucks though. Go ahead and grab Denick. It's actually annoying that I can potentially misclick and click deny there. Decline, I mean. Alright. Sure. We're getting to Elspeth, which is kind of good. Basically, I think their best card in this matchup is definitely the 2-drop, the 2-mana enchantment that draws and discards, because they can accrue a lot of card advantage that way. I wonder if they would... Yeah, they have counter magic, but they're gonna have counter magic no matter what, so I might as well play it earlier rather than later. I have a lot of other good spells that are gonna come down eventually that I will need to, you know, buy time anyways. Comer, sure. Okay, now I can draw. Question, do I hold this? Probably am. I'm down to get rid of this. We'll be able to catch it in the graveyard immediately too. Prevent some other shenanigans in the future. Alright. Let's try to find some spells. Those are not spells. At least I've got the hearse going. Something. Well, eventually I'll find something good, right? I guess that counts. In terms of lands, I'd... Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is... That's not what I want to see here. Well, at least the hearse is getting bigger, you know? Eventually, it'll be swinging a little bit. Okay. Probably want to just play Loran, start swinging a little bit maybe, or just slam this into counterspell. Probably not. Start swinging. 6 times 4. Six times 4. I get the shuffle. I get a land out of my deck again. Oh wow, they're actually playing that. Okay, that's really interesting that they're playing that when I have a bunch of enchantment stuff, but I gotta wait one more turn. Simply not it right now. So guess we're passing. I mean, if they're playing Silver Scrutiny, that's pretty much their only real good play. I wonder if I should have used this to potentially play around make D, but this is so valuable against them. Okay, I'm just gonna play that. Go, Hurst, go! You can do it. Brian. Specification. I mean, this and minus is not great, huh? Why did I board that in? I was thinking of getting stuff flying, but... And now I'm not sure why I boarded this in. Hmm. Hard counter. An interesting one. I don't know what to do. I don't want to use either of these, really. Kind of stuck, huh? I feel like I have to play this, though. I feel like it's just not something I can afford not to play. Oh, they have another counter? Are they saving it? Hmm. Swinging for 8 is so pointless, I think. Hmm. No. I'm curious to know like why they would attack there. Must be pretty good. Okay. It was not pretty good. I don't know about Elspeth. Like I can imagine a situation where it's actually good, but also they have a bunch of like there's so many creatures. I think I'm better off playing actual good board presence and potentially this as well. Even though this does get flying, they also have so many there's so much potential to find removal. I'm gonna cut a land too. Sweeper, I don't think a sweeper can hurt me, right? It can only be upside, I think. Yeah, I can't see like a big downside for playing a sweeper. And they have so many counter spells. I have to I don't know. I have to be careful about counter magic. So that does mean I need an amount of lands that is reasonable to play around counter magic. So as much as I want to play a bunch of Wanderers here, I think I have to play the 16. Most of their counters are tax based, so having more lands is helpful. Okay, maybe not this many lands, but you know, Bank Buster on 2. And this doesn't really count as a land, so technically 3 spells, 4 lands. I do regret not cutting a land though now, but unlikely I hit a 5-lander, I think. Bankbuster is a key card in this matchup, I would say. So is Laydown, so I have 2 key cards already. And I have the mana to start building towards some mid-game potential with playing around counter magic. That's helpful. In case they have the 2 mana thing. Sequencing, huh? I guess I can wait since I'm the one with potentially more mana than them. I have to at least try to play around some form of counter magic. Okay. I don't know if I actually care about this. I have a feeling I should maybe, but getting down both of my important artifacts right now, I think is pretty important. And this needs things in the graveyard, I think, to stack onto it. I don't think there's a natural way of stacking this that would be bad for me. Can't think of it at least. Past this turn, I'll be in a much better spot. I untap here. Okay. Yep. The deck is a little bit too straightforward to be good against mono white. There's no Wandering Emperor. There aren't that many flash threats. All the creatures are low power without other creatures, which is good for mono white because I can just target the ones that are annoying. Oh, well, it's mildly annoying, but that is their best card in the matchup, I think. It kind of acts as a draw 1.5. I don't know how to describe it. Most of the time, because it puts a card in the graveyard that's relevant. Wonder if I destroy that, since they just showed me that they put Hollowed Haunting in the graveyard. Probably means I should not interact with that. And that I should possibly... Yeah, just pass, draw. I guess I can draw now. Sure. That can't be bad. Don't know if I destroy the land yet. Probably not. Don't really... I mean, I do want more land filtering on my side though too. Yeah, no way to interact with that since that's main phase, right? It's okay though. It's a free 1/1, not that impactful. I'm fairly certain they have a Hallowed Haunting in hand. No, I should have, my bad. Forgot I had that. It was kind of like hidden. Usually I put my lance on like one side. That is pretty bad. That is pretty good. I don't even know if I necessarily would have wanted to play this in second, because I'm building towards a mana count that plays around all tax counter spells. Isolate Snare, sure. Oh, I should. Oh man, yeah, I was like subconsciously just exile anything but the lands. Whatever. Ignore that. No, no, I don't have anything in exile, right? Like clearly.
Try to best me, if you can. Have a nice trip.
And of course I drew it like on the turn where I misplay. Uh,
I don't yield so easily.
but I want the size. I want big hearse. Dilemma. Stroke. Snare, make this appear. Worth it. Double snare? That's really worth it. It's fantastic.
Thank you for your help.
Okay. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider joining my Patreon, where you'll gain access to a bunch of bonus videos, written sideboard guides, metagame tier lists, so for standard best of 3, for example, ranking all the decks, some game theory guides, as well as deck building guides, and other services depending on the tier, of course. Thank you to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.